This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
Y'all, we are having a little festive Aperol Spritz moment.
Yes, yes. Tis the season.
Tis the season, especially tis the season because I'm on hour 3 of my period.
Tis the monthly season.
That is why I am full head to toe sweats, not a lick of makeup, just the before pic to Grace's after right now.
Oh, God. No, I'm wearing 60% our merch.
That's all I do.
And leggings. So
Year of the merch. Year of the merch.
Our merch holds up.
It really does. You know what? Pat ourselves on the back.
I will pat. And these hats, I feel like we need to get more in stock. I don't know if we have any more.
I agree. You guys, it's the last This Might Get Weird of 2021.
Wow.
Wowie zowie.
Does that even register? Because I was trying to think about that on the way over. And that's crazy.
It's cuckoo. I was in Palm Springs last night.
Yeah.
Getting, no big deal, not to brag, getting a stove delivered.
As you do.
As you do. And I drove past this bar and Chip was like, oh, Hair of the Dog. That's where me and my friend Nick went and watched this soccer game. And I go, that's where Grace and I were Richard Simmons's and saw Alice Cooper. And I was like, that was the second episode of this podcast.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Really wild. Look how far we've come.
Not an inch.
Nothing has evolved. Nothing has changed. And that's, I think, the comfort of this podcast is that you know what you're going to get year to year to year.
We haven't changed at all. The only difference is now I have less of a concept of what I've told you.
Same. I have, I think my ability to compartmentalize and forget immediately after we have these conversations has strengthened. And that's about it.
Where were we the other day? And we were in front of someone.
You're asking the wrong person.
I know, right? And I refer to the pictures on my phone. We were talking and we said, oh no, wait, I'll just save it for the podcast. But we did it in real time in front of someone.
On the Patreon live stream.
Oh, yes.
We did a holiday party on a live stream for our patrons, which you can go become a Patreon member.
It'd be a great Christmas gift.
Truly a great gift. And it's you can't return it. And it's no waste.
True. It's very good for the environment. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't remember what I was going to say on that live stream.
You were saying something on the live stream and then you said, should I say this? Oh, I'll save it for the actual podcast.
I have no idea what it was. So I can't, I
like butterflies. They're just fleeting. They float around and then when they fly away, that's
We're done. I had... Speaking of Christmas and gift giving,
yes.
I had a very strange a food delivery go down 2 nights ago.
Okay.
We ordered bowls from one of my favorite places with my least favorite name.
Bowls of what?
Quinoa, falafel,
yes.
etc. We ordered dinner from Spitz.
Yeah, I love Spitz.
Me too. You guys, it's Spitz like the spit they make meat on. It's like Middle Eastern.
Spitz with a Z at the end.
Yeah, but like what a terrible name for a restaurant.
Complicated, yes.
I mean, the last thing you want to think about is someone spitting in your food. So they named their restaurant Spitz. It's like Loogies.
Yeah.
Come get your hoagie from Loogies.
And there's just one listener that crosses off their business plan for 2022 of open Loogies franchise.
Oh, Loogies. No, so we ordered food and it got delivered and it was wonderful. And Chip goes out to get the food and the delivery guy had also left a small plastic bag of dogs.
Wait, what? Like these are toy or like...
It is
miniature
a plastic bag of toy plastic dogs that was left along with the food. And I'm so confused. Like
it's unopened.
But like Chip was like, did someone drop a bag of toy dogs outside of our gate?
And he thought,
and he was like, oh, let me return their dogs to them.
Yeah.
Or we were like, is this a Christmas thing of like, I leave... You'd think one toy dog. I've got a solid dozen toy dogs.
Yeah, this is like an Amazon purchase of bag of dogs.
Yeah.
It's harmless and concerning at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. Is what is the hidden meaning? What does this guy think I did? And he's like, I'm gonna bite you.
Is this 8-piece dog figurines?
Yep.
These are. It says baby shower party supplies. which I have no idea how this registers as baby shower party supplies.
Baby shower. Oh, it's for a. Oh my God, I was just thinking of baby showering. Babies don't even.
Babies love to have toys when they take their showers. As two maternal adults, we can tell you. Mamrie said she's on her period, so she's very connected to what babies need and want.
I was literally picturing an infant showering and playing with these. It's for a baby shower. What kind of baby shower do you go? You know what the theme of my baby shower is going to be? Dogs.
Tiny dog toys.
To show everyone I never wanted to get pregnant. I just wanted dogs.
Yeah, this is very confusing.
I was like, is this guy think I'm a bitch? So he left me a bag of dogs. It's so also weird, right?
I know there's that little drummer boy shenanigan going on right now that I'm like, is this some other challenge? And how do you give this back? How do you pay it forward? Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I'll glue little dogs everywhere. So anyway, I was just like, has anyone else received toys from their food delivery?
Well, there is one story that
I love that you're using a mask as a coaster.
I know. And it's sometimes these like medical masks kind of look like scrunched up old panties, like when they're just like there. Then I looked over, I was like, I don't know why this bothers me a little bit, but I didn't want to get your table
good old moist. Panty coaster.
There was one story that Elliot showed me the other day, and it made me laugh so hard. I don't know if you've heard about this.
Oh God.
The headline, I mean, there's many different versions of this headline, but the one that I screen capped was "Woman invites Grinch to Christmas party, is shocked when Grinch goes Grinch and destroys her home."
Destroys is a strong word.
So my understanding is this woman, I think this is somewhere in the UK or Ireland, booked a Grinch, person that gets dressed up as Grinch to come over and in Northern Ireland, they paid about $145 for a Grinch impersonator to visit her home as a festive treat because she's got like young children.
Like an insult comic.
The transaction came with a misunderstanding.
No.
She said that she thought the Grinch would mess up her kids' beds, have a pillow fight, and maybe twirl her Christmas tree with toilet paper. But something very terrifyingly amiss about this Grinchy Grinch, this Grinch impersonator. Quote, this is from her Facebook post. Every single bit of party food, expensive cupcakes were thrown all over the place.
My God.
Tree decorations broke. Fairy liquid poured on my kitchen floor.
Fairy
Eggs
liquid?
Smashed, and a full bottle of juice poured over my son and floor. Look at these photos of her complaining that this Grinch impersonator
Oh my God. That kid is covered in shit.
And he also looks like he's kind of having a great time.
Having a great time.
So this woman...
That's the most memorable Christmas ever. They're going to talk about it for decades in that family.
Yeah, this woman like complained to the company and they were like, we are not responsible for...
They're like, you signed the Grinch waiver.
And everyone is, laughing at this because they're like, wait, let me get this straight. You hired a Grinch to come over and fuck up your house and the Grinch thoroughly fucked up your house.
Now I want that job.
I know.
As a seasonal Grinch. I think I could do it. You know, the movie Grinch with, what's his face? Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
First of all, I remember that was the first time I had heard, like, he had to be in makeup for 4 hours and then like 2 hours to get out of it.
Yeah.
Like, it just gives me claustrophobia.
Big time.
Thinking about it.
Big time.
But I will say, when they cut to a flashback in that film and show Baby Grinch, it's one of the, I say it's on par with Baby Yoda.
I said, Baby Grinch walks so Baby Yoda could run.
Yeah, thank you. In the world of green, weird, baby tiny things, Grinch holds his own.
Yeah, very, very cute.
He does a little smirk and I melted. When I was working at the movie theater in high school, that's when the Grinch came out. And I literally would know. I'd be like, I think it's around the time it's getting to flashback. I'm going to go check out that theater. Make sure there's no problems. And I was just like, oh, Baby Grinch got me again.
So cute.
Oh,
so
man.
cute.
Speaking of Christmas things.
Yeah.
Gift giving, etc. We are giving ourselves the gift of walking down memory lane this episode.
I was wondering how, I was like, where is she going?
I know
with
the segue. I just got in my steps finding that. I just got 10,000 steps to get to that.
I know it's cold back here. You just have your arms crossed.
No, but I'm also braless, and I didn't really remember till we started filming, and I was like, oh, I'm not trying to Grinch out. I'm trying to hold my titties up. So anyway, we thought what would be fun, since this is our 51st podcast of the year.
Yes.
And next week is our 1 week off.
Our first week off all year.
Our first week off all year. We asked our patrons, like, what were some of their favorite moments of the podcast this year? And we thought we would do a little, almost like a best of.
Yeah, like a little clip show. You know how like Friends used to have a clip show, and you're like, this feels like a cop out, but also these are great memories.
Yes. Oh my God. I used to get so mad at clip shows, which is hilarious that now we're doing one.
Yeah. But also we said in the beginning of this that we so easily forget everything that we've said. So it has been lovely and refreshing to hear what people resonated with and to remember that, oh yeah, that happened.
That happened. One very small run of the mill thing that happened this year is you got engaged.
Yeah, I did.
Which I just said through a burp. I really just laid the love on.
Isn't it crazy?
Got engaged
Talking
this
about
year.
the list of things that I have yet to fully process.
Truly.
Yeah, true. I mean, very wild. I think lots of people are making very adult decisions this year.
Yeah.
And Elliot and I were a couple of them. And it's been truly very cool.
It's so exciting. And because we love all of you guys so much, Grace did what anyone would do. And she waited to tell her best friend to when we were podcasting.
Yes.
Well, like right before, like she saved it till we were about to be on.
I know, I couldn't. It was like a telltale heart of just like, it was burning the ring in my wallet of like, I gotta tell her at some point, and it's just down there in my backpack.
So the first memory we're going to lay out there for you is Grace telling me the story of Elliot proposing.
If you are gearing up for an uncomfortable holiday season, you're not alone. Let's say your family's asking you way too many questions about your love life, or you might be getting embarrassingly drunk on a Zoom holiday party. It happens to the best of us, but don't worry. Third Love has your back and your boobs, because with Third Love, comfort is always a given. I absolutely love Third Love, and I have recently ordered a bunch of their products, including leggings, bra, and underwear, and I've used our This Might Get Weird code, so it works. And it is, as always, so comfortable. Third Love obsesses over every stitch, so you'll never have to think about how something feels, looks, or wears. They do comfort, you do you. Third Love is comfort in the streets and comfort in the sheets with sleepwear, luxe washable silk, and bras you won't want to take off when you get home. And their fitting room quiz will help you find your true bra size, even in half cups, by focusing on size, breast shape, and current fit issues. Feeling is believing. Upgrade to everyday pieces that love your body as much as you do. And right now, guess what? You can get 20% off your first order at thirdlove.com/TMGW. That's 20% off at thirdlove.com/TMGW.
The holidays are upon us, and sure, they are the most wonderful time of the year, but they're also the most stressful. Between the shopping, the traveling, baking, planning, and whatever else you're up to, there's barely time to do something as simple as putting dinner on the table. So let DoorDash make things a bit easier tonight, because DoorDash brings you what you want, when you want, to eat it right now, right to your door. With DoorDash, you can get dinner, household essentials, and everything on your grocery list delivered right now and right to your door in under an hour. Yeah, you heard that right. And with over 300,000 partners, you can either support your neighborhood go-to, the little dive cafe up the street, or choose from your favorite national treasures like Popeyes, Chipotle, and everyone's best friend, Cheesecake Factory. Ordering is easy, and your items will be left safely outside your door when you choose contactless delivery drop-off. I'm obsessed with DoorDash. Full disclosure, I'm ordering it tonight. I'm getting some Indian food. It's the shortest day of the year as I record this. I've been in sweatpants since 4 p.m. I am not leaving my house to put some in my mouth, okay? And for a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code TMGW2021. That's 25% off up to a $10 value and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code TMGW2021. Don't forget, that's TMGW2021 for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change. Terms apply.
There is also extremely exciting news happening in your life.
Oh boy. Yeah, the Golden Globes.
Shut up! Would you like to tell everyone?
Yeah, guys, you might know from the internet, but I am engaged.
She is a taken woman!
Isn't this crazy? This
is fucking nuts.
It takes me, look, this I'll give you guys like details about this, but basically it happened last weekend, not this most recent weekend, the weekend before. I told Mamrie.
She told me 10 minutes before we recorded our podcast last week.
And I was waiting to tell you after. I literally had a moral dilemma and asked Elliot, like, what is the nicer thing to do? Tell her right away?
And where I can't say it?
She has to keep a secret the whole episode, or tell her after, and then she goes, how did you keep a secret this whole episode? So we were sitting here, and Mavericks just like putting her makeup on and just being like, how was your weekend? I know that you and Elliot like said that you had some late nights, and like, what happened? And I was like, all right, I'm just going to tell you. I can't keep it a secret.
Said, she was like, it was, okay, I have something to tell you. And I was like, I go, are you okay? And you go, no, I'm fine. It's good news. It's good news. It's you just went to the
both of us go to the extreme. Are you okay? What happened? How can I save you from whatever
prepare for
turmoil
disaster, and how can I help cushion it?
Yeah.
But I knew like 5 seconds before you said it.
Really?
And here's why it's so funny, because it's the most Grace Helbig of all time.
Yeah.
Is that I saw you then you went and grabbed your ring out of
my wallet.
Out of your wallet.
Yeah. I put it in my wallet because I was going to be without it for the episode. And then when I realized that's also where I put the SD cards after we record. I know. That's a precious spot in my wallet right there.
Then you went, and the first thing I thought, and you're like, I'm engaged. Well, first thing I thought is, oh my God, holy shit. Like, I love Elliot. Like, yes, this is great news. I'm still in shock. Great news. But the second thing I thought is, should I take bets on how quickly she's going to lose that ring?
I know. It has to get resized. It's already a little loosey-goosey. And I don't have anything nice. Like,
that's the nicest thing I've ever seen.
I mean, in the last year, I've really downgraded to the things that I am comfortable wearing.
I'm surprised your body didn't reject it.
I was
like, we'd like one made out of terry cloth, please.
I know, like, this is not going to last like this. I've rejected all things that are like slightly uncomfortable in the last like 10 months because I didn't have to wear anything uncomfortable.
Why would you?
And let alone accessories on any, like, the only accessory I consider are shoes when I have to wear them.
Yeah,
and
slippers.
So now having an accessory is an added responsibility, but classically, you know,
why do you have so many Band-Aids?
I know. This is the other truth that comes with it. Is that I've never taken care of my hands.
And now everyone's gonna look at them.
Everyone only wants to look at my hands. And
oh my God.
I have a blister from,
you look like a bad contestant on Chopped.
Yeah, literally, I look like, I put a blindfold on and tried to slice up some onions. No, that's why this whole week has been nuts.
Okay.
Elliot,
take us back. Just walk us through it, girl. I mean,
we'll walk us through it.
Congratulations, Grace.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm still processing too. So forgive me if I sound like a flopping little Muppet.
No, I love it.
It's just
I'm having to come to terms with. I was like, Grace Helbig, she's my non-marriage, no kids, ride or die. And then you came in, I was like, oh, I'm the only freak who doesn't want any of that.
No, this is one of those things where
I'm gonna die alone.
Like, my striving for independence is still something I hold near and dear to my heart. But this is something that, like, we had talked about last year, Elliot and I. But it was one of those things that's like, if we're going to do this, which is, you know, not out of the question, but I want to make sure that we do it on our own terms. Like,
yes.
This is a signal of something like very traditional. And, you know, you and I have grown up in very non-traditional families.
Mm-hmm.
And so it doesn't necessarily signify all the same things that I assume it signifies for other people.
That is lovely.
But
your vows are gonna fucking slap.
Or they're not gonna make any sense. Oh yeah, it's gonna be
you sing the lyrics to I'm blue. Da, da, da.
I know. I'm gonna do a bit from the This Might Get Weird stage show. It's just like, here are the stages of grief when you get proposed to. No, so we had talked about like this being in our zeitgeist. But I'm such a like quiet control freak that I just assumed, like, you know, we got a bit before this happens. And so over the weekend, I got asked by my friend Michelle to speak at this internet or this online kind of conference thing that she was creating for the first time with a bunch of creatives. And it was a really fun opportunity to write like a TED Talk type of speech.
Which you've been wanting to do.
I've been wanting to do it. And so it was a great opportunity to help my friend launch something that's really cool for her and her community, and also like be able to test out how does this work for me. So I was up like crazy Friday night knowing I had to speak Saturday morning at like 8 a.m. West Coast time. And so apparently Elliot wanted to do it Friday night, but I was like so in my frenzied, like, I got to write this still and I'm not done, and listen to this and see how this sounds. So he
and you would have been up all night from excitement.
Exactly.
And you had to do a TED Talk at 8 a.m. Elliot!
I know.
Look, Elliot!
He gets very excited. So sometimes he's a little short-sighted about like, you know, the whole scope of it. Hence the rest of the week that's happened. But
that should be a new phrase, by the way. Short apostrophe sighted, like like someone who gets so excited they like can't see everything around them.
Truly.
Get it trending.
So then the next day I was like exhausted but like so excited after Michelle's event that I'm in that like purgatory where like I should probably take a nap, but I can't because I'm like buzzing from like being able to talk to creative
you're
people.
Like, do I have a beer? Oh, I'm fuck, it's only 10?
Right.
I've done so much.
I know. And then by the afternoon, I was like working on our Patreon, writing a drag race recap thing.
I love it.
Just like exhausted in bed doing that. And Elliot was like, I have a little plan for us tonight if you want to like get changed. And I was like on the bed with my laptop, just like typing, being like, get changed into what?
Yeah.
Why?
You're like, we had a date 2 weeks ago on Valentine's Day. What are you doing?
He had a new outfit on. I was like, you look so cute. So I have to get out of sweatpants? Okay. He's like, yeah, if you want to.
But you getting proposed to in sweatpants would be the most Grace Helbig thing of all time.
Right. So I like put on just, I don't know, a denim jumpsuit or something. And I was like, this is not sweatpants, but I'm equally comfortable. And then he was like, I have a little date night planned for us, and took me over to the little outside
you guys have a
office.
separate little office.
Right, and he had printed out a little sign that said Ellie Hut Gastropub Pop-Up.
Oh my God. You guys, I've heard this, but I didn't hear all the tiny details because I was in such shock and we had to record. So that is so cute.
And then walk inside, he's got all these lights, all these candles lit. And he's got like a little bar station for us set up. And I'm like videoing it, just being like, this is so cute. What is this? And then I literally stopped videoing and turn around. And he's like on one knee. And I just kept screaming, are you for real? Is this happening right now? Is this for real? And he just kept being like, yes, this is for real.
Oh,
yeah, it was incredibly sweet.
My nipples hurt so hard from cold chill. Wow, Grace.
Wow.
I'm happy to say, still betrothed.
Still engaged.
Still engaged.
Mentally, not fully checked in, but, you know, relationship-wise, very engaged.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? Very crazy. I mean, I will say the fun thing about revisiting all of these memories this last year is that, you know, 2020 and 2021, I think for a lot of people get crunched into like the same, you know, just long, elongated, weird moment.
Like years don't, like when we realized we couldn't just say 2020 was the bad one.
Yeah.
And then 2021 was a mix of good and bad. And we're headed into 2022 looking rough.
I know. I saw some tweet that was like, when you realize that next year's pronounced 2022.
Yeah, it's more just been like this amorphous time.
It's very much a fever dream. So it's great to remember that real things happened this last year.
Good Grace. Speaking of fever dreams.
Yeah.
And gift giving.
Yeah.
You surprised me with a cameo from none other than Spencer Pratt.
The royal prince of hummies, Spencer Pratt. Because hummingbirds, like bread in the pandemic, I think had a real moment.
Huge moment.
And Spencer Pratt had really, you know, chosen a lane and drove through it.
He did. I mean, and I should be getting my hummingbird ornament soon that I accidentally sent to my accountant last week.
Like I said, there are many worse things that you could send to your
He said,
accountant.
I got a paperback and a hummingbird ornament. And I was like, sorry, not a gift to you. I don't do that.
Also, I am exactly who you think I am.
Exactly. This is what I'm spending my money on. Yes, I did charge it to my LLC.
Yeah, here's a little bit of Spencer Pratt giving Mamrie a very personalized message and some advice on hummy. I don't want to say hunting, but
Hummy hunting sounds
what
like
do you call it when they
what
come
I
in?
did in college. Yeah.
What do you call it when they come and land and nest?
Watching?
Sure.
No, I don't know.
He's got advice on the hummies.
Here, Spencer Pratt with the hummies.
Wow.
I mean, I took none of his advice.
And
I haven't seen a hummy since.
And and I haven't checked in on Spencer Pratt since, so I have no idea if he's still. Because I was also wondering, are hummingbirds seasonal?
Not in Southern California. So here's fun because I've said this. I tell you guys all my business. So many people are like, no, if you're working on a project, you don't talk about it until like it's done. And I'm be like, I had a glimmer of an idea. Let me tell you about it. But I wanted to write an animated movie, a la like a Finding Nemo, but about the hummingbird migration.
Yeah,
because there is a type of hummingbird that goes from southern Mexico to Alaska every year.
Yeah.
A fucking hummingbird.
It's crazy.
They weigh less than a penny. Like it's crazy. Anyway, but Southern California, the Annabelle hummingbirds are the only hummingbirds that don't migrate.
Wow.
Isn't that
So
crazy?
they hang around here. Okay.
Who wouldn't?
I mean, they sound lovely. Annabelle hummingbirds. They sound
Well, that's also
Victorian.
that haunted doll
Yeah.
horror film.
Oh, okay.
Not a fan.
Well, maybe they're just trapped here then. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. They're just haunting Southern California. We didn't even know. He's got his crystal. He's wearing a crystal, and he's holding a hummingbird feeder.
Yep.
Okay.
Mamrie, Pratt Daddy here. I know you've been trying to get the hummies on your hat to land on your head, but you are taking advice from freaking Chip and Randy, and those two critters aren't helping. You're better off checking in with that freaking legendary dog Beans to give you advice on the hummies. But yeah, it's statue mode. I'll never get a hummy like this. You got to be a statue. You got to have more feeders up if you're really about that life. There's more over there. You need at least 30 feeders. Fresh nectar every day. 4 cups boiled water. 1 cup white cane sugar. And, and again, stop listening to Chip and Randy. They don't know anything about hummies. Not even a little bit. Nothing. So I'm going to say a little prayer for you and hope, it's going to probably take a couple years. So just don't have too much pressure. I'm on year 4 in the hummy game every day. Putting work. So I support you. Grace supports you. We love you. Good luck.
We love you. Good luck. Spencer Pratt. Delivered.
King of the hummies.
I mean, hummy.
I couldn't believe it. I was afraid to watch it because I didn't know if it was going to be a Paul Rubin 17-minute masterpiece.
Paul Rubin had a full pilot presentation, 22 minutes long. No, I think 1 minute is perfect. I
Wow.
think he killed it. I love that you put in, don't listen to Chip and Randy, those critters.
I think I was a little toasty when I ordered it. So when I went back through my email and I saw like the confirmation.
What did you say? Yeah.
And I was like, and I said my friend Mamrie has been really inspired by you and your hummingbirds, and she's been really trying to make a hat like your mom's, and it didn't work out for her, and she's devastated. And she's got these 2 critters around, Chip and Randy, that just aren't helping.
He hit the critter keyword twice.
I feel like that was the secret word, and everything just exploded this episode. And also, for you guys that are listening that can't see the cameo that just happened, he pans to his house that has literally
30 hummingbird feeders.
30 hummingbird feeders strung up like, lights outside of his home.
Like cafe lights.
It's
Wow.
wild. It's so much
Thank
to
you for
process.
that. That
You're welcome.
hummy was yummy.
The hummy game. He's been 4 years in the hummy game. So obviously.
See, I didn't realize that his hobby was such a passion for so long. I thought he was just banking on the, everyone's watching their hummies.
Right.
Now that we're, stuck inside most of last year.
Yeah, once you get to see a little closer into his passion / maybe obsession
Yeah.
with hummingbirds. It's a little curious. I mean, it's
It
still
is
very
curious.
entertaining.
I
and
love it.
Informative. He told you exactly what to use in the hummingbird.
I really loved
theater.
that. Now I really need to get yours. Now it'll be like a pass back and forth type of thing.
Now, this is literally recommended on people were messaging me and tweeting at me to check out that Spencer Pratt.
Great job.
I couldn't believe it.
I'm exhausted.
I know. Same. I literally before when you were like, "Can we push a half hour?" I was like, "I have to watch this. I can't.
Yes.
I can't chance that we'll watch this live together and something might go really
right?
wrong."
I know. You got to watch the cameo first.
Last minute gift giving is possibly the most stressful thing about holiday season, but this year, Brooklinen has made it extra easy for you to get a gift they are sure to love. And that's because the special kind of comfort Brooklinen provides is always a hit, whether you're grabbing a candle, a gift card, loungewear, bedding, decor, slippers, or other cozy accessories. See what I mean? They've got something for everyone. Because Brooklinen's goal is to create beautiful, high-quality home essentials that won't break the bank. So take the guesswork out of gifting with comfy, cozy, crowd-pleasing pleasures from Brooklinen. I'm absolutely obsessed with my Brooklinen sheets, and I was like, these are the comfy, coziest, buttery sheets I've ever had. You guys, the same rings true for everywhere else. Y'all know I love a pajama. I love a slipper. I love being cozy. Well, Brooklinen ups the ante on that. Seriously, give them a spin. Your tootsies will thank me. Give the gift of comfort this holiday season and save while you do it. Go to brooklinen.com and use promo code GETWEIRD for $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That's BROOKLINEN.com and enter promo code GETWEIRD for $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. brooklinen.com, promo code WEIRD.
It's the holidays, and if freedom from your debt is at the top of your wish list, consider Upstart your secret Santa this year. Upstart is the fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan, all online. Whether you're paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment. Upstart knows that you're more than your credit score and is expanding access to affordable credit. Unlike other lenders, Upstart considers your income and current employment to find you a smarter rate for your loan. With a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate upfront for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. You can receive funds as fast as one business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/TMGW. That's upstart.com/TMGW. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know that we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/TMGW. Well, there's also, we've talked with Hummingbird expert Spencer Pratt.
Yeah.
And you've also spoken to, I think, other spiritual advisors.
Oh my God, that was such a good segue. You guys, and we are now going to throw it back to the moment in time when, I was doing my North Carolina pilgrimage. I was there. Grace and I were in Zoom mode. And I just couldn't believe all the billboards for Jesus.
With a phone number to call directly if you had any questions.
If they didn't want me to call, they wouldn't put their number.
Exactly.
And so here's Grace and I finding if I'm headed to heaven or hell. Okay, well, speaking of Jesus, see.
Yes.
There are so many Jesus billboards in North Carolina.
Just like for him?
Yeah, I don't know where the budget comes from. Or if one day it's blank and the next day you wake up and Jesus done billboarded that one too.
Oh, he's like Banksy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Getting the ads.
I don't know Jesus's budget, but he's crushing it here in North Carolina. But I saw one that I was driving the other day, and it was like a letter from Jesus. And it said, I still love you, ... I do. I do. And then it had the little, the fish.
Yeah.
And then it said XO Jesus, like a Gossip Girl.
Like Gossip Girl?
But the way it said I still love you, and then down below ... I do. I was like, did me and Jesus get in a fight?
Yeah, I don't think I've done anything that wrong right now to question this commitment level.
It was truly I was like, Jesus, you're so romantic.
Yeah,
taking out a billboard like you're Rosanna Pansito's boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're escape the night. And yeah, you've caught me, I guess, in my most fragile driving time that I can finally see this from you. Wow. Yeah. There's I do. Okay. Well, you know what? You repeating it makes me think that this is a little facetious. I don't know. I feel you're being a little sarcastic here, Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't have to add that. Just be like, I honestly love you. XO Jesus. And also, like, don't make me read into it. I'm trying to drive.
Yeah.
You're trying to
I know.
make me meet you earlier. You know what I mean?
No.
But speaking of that, there was another billboard I saw that just said, like, what was the exact word? It was like, are you going to heaven or hell? Call, and it had a number.
Ooh, did you call it?
No, but I have it. Should we call it?
Oh, I don't know. Look, because I'm worried that someone will pick up and we will be stuck on a phone line. I mean, what if you tell them?
I'll just hang up on them. I'll just hang up on them.
Okay. Okay, then I'm into it.
Okay. You know us. We can't prank call worth a dick.
Okay, the question is, are you going to heaven or hell?
Yeah. Okay. So let's
Maybe
call
just tell them you think you're going to heaven.
Do I? Oh, I'm just going to ask.
Thank you for calling the toll-free number for billboards.org. For English, press 1.
Okay.
Para
It's a
español,
billboard advertising
marque.
company.
Is it though?
To speak with someone on our phone team about your questions or spiritual needs, press 0.
Should I
Para
just ask if I'm
español,
going to heaven or hell?
marque 9. To learn more about,
Oh my God, I'm so nervous.
if you know the extension number of the phone team
Why would
member
I
you would
know-
like to speak with,
why would I know
you
that?
may dial it at any
Heaven?
time.
How do you spell
Otherwise,
heaven?
you may
Yeah.
hold for
On
the
your
next
keys.
available team member.
Okay, there's a team member.
This call may be monitored or recorded.
I'm so nervous.
They're called angels.
Please listen to a brief explanation of truth while we connect your call.
Oh no.
I've been wondering what it is.
Have you ever asked yourself these questions?
What?
Can I really know what is true?
Uh-huh.
What will happen to me after I die?
For sure.
Yeah.
Who is Jesus?
No.
Nah.
We know.
Afternoon. This is Roger with Gospel Billboards. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Roger. I was just curious if I'm going to heaven or hell.
Oh, I'd be glad to answer that question for you. Yes, the answer is actually found in the Bible.
Okay.
In Revelation chapter 20, it says there very clearly that if you get to Judgment Day and if your name is not in the book of life on that day, you'll be cast into the lake of fire called hell.
Okay.
On the other hand, if your name is in the book of life, you'll be invited into heaven. So I just want to urge you, get your name in the book of life and
Well-
make sure it stays there right up until Judgment Day.
Okay, well, Roger, I've written a couple books myself, and I know sometimes things go to print and there's mistakes in them. So what if I get up there and, it's not there and I know it should be?
How do you check your spelling of your name?
Great question. There
Yeah.
will be no mistakes.
How do you
God knows
know,
everything
Roger?
you've
Who's
ever
the
done,
editor?
Every sin you've ever committed, God
Is
knows it all.
Joseph
He's
editing
watching
this?
everything you
Okay, hung up. I hung up. Oh my God, I'm freaking out, man. That's the biggest rush I've had since I
Wow.
was on the Wild River with the level 0 rapids last week.
Wow. I feel like I just shoved an eel up my ass right now.
Should I say, oh man, I wish he would have been like, they'll know every sin is recorded. I would have been like, do they know about that eel I put on my butt last week?
Yeah. So I had a situation with my anus and a live eel. Am I still in the book of Revelations? Wow. Wait, so
Well, now we know.
So they're a spiritual billboard company. So it's not someone renting a billboard that's like a church renting a billboard from a billboard company. This is a spiritual billboard company. They're making spiritual billboards.
This is wild.
Whoa.
I've wondered, like, what happens when you call that?
Well,
And you know what? You get a very calm man named Roger. I could have talked to him all day.
yeah, he had answers ready to go.
Really? Whatever
that was-
booklet it wasn't like the other people who call me that just go, fuck you.
Yeah. This guy had
could teach a course.
Actual answers. Wow. He had references. He had all of it. And he seemed, upbeat. Good
Yeah.
for him. Well,
Yeah, he was like, there are no mistakes. I was like, wow, this motherfucker is standing by his script.
this guy has never logged on to internet.com, I don't think.
No. Wow, that was intense. That was intense.
Well, I'm glad that we finally figured out that question. That's
Yeah, we're going to
looming.
hell. We're going
Yeah.
to hell.
For sure.
Wow.
You know what?
How did they afford that billboard when we can't?
I don't know. And also, did didn't stay on the line enough to really find
No,
out.
I got nervous. Look, I could tell how nervous you were.
Oh, yeah. It made me nervous even just setting up to revisit that moment. I was like, this has already happened, but I'm still nervous of how this is going to go down.
Yeah, prank calling. And it wasn't, look.
It's not prank calling.
It's not. I was genuinely asking. He was like, well, you're going to burn in a lake of hell, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, really?
He had his scriptures ready. He had all of his, cited sources. And so, if anything, I think you gave that man who had been prepped and ready a moment to prove that he was prepped and ready.
Because what I wonder is like, was that the one call of the day? Was that the one call of the week? How often do they get calls?
Right. That's what I also am curious about. Is this something that they're like ready for this one moment, or do they get people actually being assholes the rest of the time?
Like, is that like a burner phone he has? Or is he sitting by a landline? Ready to take a call in like a cubicle with like a collared shirt.
That it's like the red light goes on as soon as the call comes
in. Incoming, sinner.
Yeah, the caller ID just says sinner.
And then he hangs up and plays like, how to save a life. Oh man. Okay. I drove back from Palm Springs this morning, and Chip was going into the weed store. as one does.
It's the most California sentence of all time.
I was coming back from Palm Springs and Chip was coming out of the dispensary. And he goes, Mame, look at that truck. And it was, well, he says that like 50 times a day. Yeah. But in general, truck talk. But it was a brown truck with huge fake antlers.
Like the reindeer
antlers.
For the holidays.
They weren't even huge. Yeah, it was like one on each window.
Yeah.
Switch it like, I couldn't see the front of the truck, so there might have been like a reindeer, like a Rudolph nose or something. Yeah. But the back of it were brown truck nuts to match the reindeer. So they are now making reindeer truck nuts.
Wait, what do you mean?
They were like brown to match the antlers.
What?
Yes. Sorry.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The sinner is still a sinner. She's got the devil in her.
My lunch was a little funky today. It was a little funky.
So it's to show you that the truck has now become
the
reindeer with nuts.
I don't know all of the logic, but I know that I've never seen brown and they were like big truck nuts.
Gosh. Okay. I mean, there's so many questions. I did see, because everyone now has out those antlers that I think just started.
Hate it. We've already said our disgust for making it look like you shoved an elephant to your trunk.
Yeah, I don't like those. And then it was raining really, really terribly in Los Angeles like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was driving back from therapy and there was just a car that had the reindeer things, but it was getting like torrential downpour on it. And I was like, you got to take those off.
They're cotton, man.
Those are fabric. What are you doing?
What
They're
are
gonna
you
mold.
doing? We've got to come up with better. You know what? Just no car decorations.
But also, I'm curious. I don't want this to happen.
Oh no,
but
you're putting it into the universe.
I know, but I am curious why the car decorations are only around Christmas time. Are we going to start to get more? Because I know we have those little witch feet now that hang out of trunks for Halloween.
Why are we just abducting all these skinny-legged?
I mean, no wonder children are crazy, because we tell them all this crazy shit and we go, just
absolutely.
deal with it.
All we do is lie. No, I would be so down if there were more Halloween car decorations. I would love it if we put like spider legs off a car. Or like let's do something funky.
Right. Also, like, why not just make those whatever you want to put on the side of your car, like, all year round? Like, truck nuts are not seasonal.
They are not seasonal. They are all season long. But I do feel like if you were really rocking the truck nuts, unironically, like maybe paint them for different holidays. One nut's black, one nut's orange.
Adorn them. Have a menagerie of some different looks for them.
The thing is truck nut people are a certain breed. However, what happens when
you're not a truck nut person
and someone's boyfriend,
someone puts nuts on your truck and you don't even have a truck, you had a Jeep at the time? Look, this isn't a memory from this last year.
No, it's actually from 2020, but we love it so much we wanted to revisit.
This came up and I had to go back in my mental Rolodex of like, no, that was from 2020.
But I'd already pulled the clip and already planned this show, and people had suggested it on Patreon. So we're going to give them what we give them. Okay. Here you go.
I have to start this podcast.
Yeah.
Not to be all Real Housewives reunion episode with receipts, but
Okay.
I gotta know. I have to know. I've been living in a chaos state of my own.
Oh no.
Who put the balls on my car? Who put the testicles on my Jeep?
Chip
And
Morgan.
I know it's someone from this house.
It was Chip Morgan.
Yeah.
Okay, let me explain myself. Chip has been planning this for 2 months.
For those of you that aren't watching this episode of This Might Get right now, I'm holding in my hand a pair of plastic
Testicles.
and
They're called truck nuts.
Great. I love to know. Well, they're called bullsballs.com according to the actual phallic thing. So I'm assuming this happened within the last week.
Okay, let me walk it back. I was going to tell you today it happened. We were trying to see if we could go a week with you seeing if you didn't notice truck nuts.
There are so many things at play here because I have, since recording the last episode of this podcast with you last week, have driven Elliot's car over to your house to pick you up to go to another friend's event.
Yes.
Separate of having truck nuts on my car. That was truly because I didn't want to drive my car because it was dirty. And I know that as soon as you got in my car, you go, why are you driving Elliot's car?
Okay, let me bring you back. I have been on edge. I told Chip today, I go, I've got to tell her. He goes, no, see if she has it.
She knows.
I was like, I got to tell her.
Because I've also been... My retaliation plan was to say nothing.
I know.
And to let you assume that I was retaliating silently.
Well, okay, let me walk it back. Oh my God. They're big truck nuts. They could hurt someone.
They dangle.
They dangle. So like a month and a half ago, I'm sitting outside with Chip having a drink, and he just starts laughing to himself. And I'm like, what? He goes,
classic Chip Morgan.
And just laughing. And I'm like, what? He goes, nothing. I was like, no, tell me. What's so funny? He goes, I thought of a fun prank. And I was like, you can't say that in this household. You can't say a fun prank. I know that I am the target of your prank. So like,
And
you can't
also,
have me on edge.
That statement, I thought of a fun prank, never ends in a period. It ends in ellipses, ...
100%.
It begs the question, go on.
Go on. So he goes, it'll be on Grace. And I was like, okay. And then he doesn't tell me anything else until a week ago, these truck nuts show up at our house.
Which we've talked about on the podcast.
We've talked about doing like pussies hanging off of a truck. We've talked about like what other kind of objects can we have hanging off
Which is
a truck?
the only truly as insecure as I've been in truly thinking that you guys have done this. That's the only resolution that I've had that we've mentioned this on this podcast, that's the only way I've been bold enough to even bring this up to you, because even everything standing till now, I've been still unsure that it was you guys.
Okay. I want to hear your thought process. So anyway, and I go, what? He goes, I thought it'd be really funny. They'll match her Jeep, and so I want to see if that it'll notice. And so
they'll match. Thank God.
So last week during the podcast, he went and put them on your car.
When I'm sitting here quacking
Podcasting.
about Chip, going, I walked in and Chip's standing up watching some Jay Leno's garage.
Jay Leno.
And now I'm like, that motherfucker was just like so riled up and planning.
He had adrenaline.
He couldn't sit down.
So anyway, he put them on your car, and then he taped the key in the wheel.
I didn't see that at all.
Because he just assumed that once you saw them, you would text me, and we could be like, there's the key right there. You got us.
One, key was not even an option to me, because for those of you again that I paid $15 on Amazon Prime to buy some
I'll pay
bolt
you
cutters.
back.
Oh no, because it's I've still been going back and forth in my head of, am I going to call them out and say offline, off the podcast, like, did this happen?
Well,
and then two, if for some small chance it wasn't you guys,
who put truck nuts on your truck?
and why do I want that conversation not to happen, not recorded?
Totally. No, because Chip said to me, I was like, I got to tell Grace I'm getting like anxiety about it. It's a fun prank, but I got anxiety. And then he was like, well, okay, and I was like, and I also want to be able to tell her on the podcast, not like you just notice. And then today you drove up and I was like, I got to get eyes on that Jeep. So when I just went to go get you a seltzer, I said to Chip, I go, I don't think they're on the Jeep. And I ran out and I was like, the nuts are gone. I go, I'm supposed to just be getting her a seltzer. He goes, well, the key's still here. And I go, the nuts are gone. The key is there. What is going on?
Well, I've gone back.
I hope
and
you're
forth.
not mad. We really
not at all, because
I was so nervous.
I park my car in front of my house when I'm home, and I walk Goose by my car every day, every time I take her on a W, and
I love that you're saying a W.
I know, like
so,
she's here that she's going to get triggered by it. Yeah. I came back Wednesday, the day after we recorded, the day after this went down, and I am coming back with her next to me, and I'm like, something's hanging from my car. And I wasn't even like, because she's so eager to go back into the house that I'm like, whatever. The world, there's bigger things in the world. I ran over something and it got stuck to my car. That's par for the Grace Helbig course. I'll check that out later.
A pair of testicles.
And then later, I pick you up in Elliot's car, and I'm separate of this entire situation.
After Chips put them on, you pull up in a Volvo, and I go,
why are you driving Elliot's car?
Why are you driving Elliot's car? Oh, it's just cleaner. I was losing it inside of my mind.
I know. I played this back for Elliot too, and he goes, "Oh yeah, she was fishing. She's vetting you, going, why are you in Elliot's car?" And then you go, "Oh, because I'm checking out new cars, and I got to see if this Volvo drives well." And I'm like, "Sure, Mamrie.
I am looking at new cars, so these weren't lies.
Everything added up." But then the next night, Elliot and I get Postmates.
Oh my God.
Elliot goes out. He comes back inside and he goes, "You got balls on your car." And I was like, "What?"
I'm sweating right now.
He goes, "You got balls on your car." I stood out in the street to get Postmates, and I literally turned around and saw you had balls in your car, and I pretended that I didn't know that was your car to the Postmates driver that was giving us our food. I did the most, like...
That Florida boy knows truck nuts.
Obnoxious double take of like, huh? Wow, look at that asshole with those nuts on their car. And I was like, I knew it. I saw something, and I literally, because you texted me that you finally got the Calvin and Hobbes, like, this might get weird sticker
put on my computer.
Which, adding it all up, I'm like, this was one singular purchase. She did all of this at
it
once.
wasn't one purchase. This was a gift from Chip, the Calvin and Hobbes pissing on our podcast name. But this was 100% a Chip Morgan prank.
Oh, I knew it. And then I was like, I'm not going to text them.
Oh my God.
And so the alternative is I let them think that I know secretly.
And I'm freaking out. Right. Or that you don't know and I'm freaking out they're still on there.
Or that somehow they fell off and that you'll never be able to explain to me that they actually
did have some truck
and then
nuts
you
on
and
you.
Chip have an infighting because did he lock them incorrectly?
See, we talked yesterday. I was almost like, Chip, I need you to go get them off during the podcast. And then I'll just show her pictures that they were on there. And it'll be like this weird fever dream.
Oh, it's insane.
It has been a journey in my brain. I was like, Chip was like, well, you got to get her. If she doesn't know, I was like, what do I do? On the podcast, do I be like, hey, have you noticed people have been beeping more since quarantine?
Have you ever?
People have been beeping at me.
How much do you put in the trunk of your car? And how was that experience?
I was like, do I somehow lead her to her trunk?
No, it's been really wonderful. I bought bolt cutters and we cut them off today because I was like, this is a lock, which means that Chip has a key or Mamrie has a key. And then we came over here on Sunday night just to hang with you guys.
Wait, so you hadn't seen them yet on Sunday?
No, we'd already seen them.
Oh my God, you should get an Oscar.
We saw them on Wednesday.
You should get an Oscar.
We've known for a week that Elliot was like,
God.
if I get a little drunk, I might tell Chip that I know that he put the balls on your car. And then we played Beat Saber and we kept it kosher and cool.
There was one point while you were here on Sunday where I was like, I got to go see if she drove the Jeep. That's why when you just drove up, I was getting something out of my Bronco. I was like, I got to get eyes on it. I'm losing it.
Well, the fact that I drove Elliot's car, which I would have driven just honestly because my car was dirty and I didn't want you to sit in a dirty car, playing that back, I was like, oh, she thinks that I'm playing her and that I'm
Wow, we've had a full game of chess.
Oh, we've been playing singular chess against each other somehow at the same time.
Well, if it makes you feel better, this also came with a keychain of the same thing that I'll give to you as a consolation prize.
Thank you.
Thanks for being a good sport. Truly, like watching Chip giggle and then be like, I got a prank I'm going to play on Grace. And then me not knowing what it is. And then be like, I just put Trucknucks on her car during the podcast.
It's and like, I kept playing
harmless prank, but still.
I know. I kept playing devil's advocate with Elliot where I was like, he's like, it's Chip. Chip did this to you.
Oh, he knew it out of the gate?
They did this to you. You know that they did this to you. You know it, and there's no guessing. You know this. And I was like, but he's like, no. They did this to you.
But then I was like, should this be a new fun universal prank of like, you got that nut,
like Elf on the Shelf. That now I pay it forward.
You pay it forward, and you put the nuts on someone else's car.
So get ready, Hannah's Prius. Here it comes.
Oh damn it! I wish you didn't listen to this podcast.
And now the fun thing is that I think probably like once a week I still get DM'd crock nuts.
Oh, people send me
everywhere.
crock nuts all the time.
All the time. Same with, and this isn't one of our clips, but Capybara, everything. It was the winter solstice, and so someone tweeted at us this like video of ahead of the winter solstice capybaras in the Nasu Okuku Zoo.
Sounds right.
Took their annual yuzu hot bath, and it is
oh wow!
It's a video of a bunch of capybaras
just taking a hot tub with yuzu citrus
with snow all around them.
That looks refreshing.
The best time ever.
How fun would it be to be in a yuzu bath with some capybaras?
Oh my gosh.
Drinking a margarita.
I
would need a cocktail if surrounded by the world's largest rodent.
My God, I know.
I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna say it. This year has been, and moments of the previous year that we also included. This past year has been super fucking fun.
Yeah. And also just wild.
It's been wild, but it definitely got weird.
Yes, it did.